Are music and drugs really bedfellows? How music affected drug culture. Music did not invent drugs. Of course it didn't. And drugs did not invent music. But they do seem to be socially symbiotic, often to devastating effect. Artists, musicians and performers, particularly famous ones, seem to battle with addictions. The temptations of the road, of loneliness, of too much money, coupled with a genius mind, seem to create the perfect storm. And it wasn't just the artist. The audience seemed to echo the traditions. At certain moments in cultural history, the crowd and the drugs developed together. The most obvious example is in the late 80s rave scene, where repetitive electronic music, long-form DJ sets, and MDMA aligned almost too perfectly. Acid house music was not designed for intoxication, but its structures, looped grooves, slow harmonic movement, minimal lyrics, created a sonic environment in which time softened. Ecstasy did not add meaning to the music, it reduced interference, it lowered social armour, quietened fear, and allowed bodies to stay present for hours. But this was not new. Jazz clubs of the 1930s and 40s were thick with alcohol, nicotine, and later heroin, not because jazz required them, but because jazz existed at night, outside polite society, in spaces where marginalised communities carved out freedom. For musicians like Charlie Parker, substances became entangled with exhaustion, trauma, and relentless performance schedules. The drug did not unlock genius, it followed it, often destructively. The psychedelic era repeats the same misunderstanding. LSD did not make the Beatles inventive. It arrived after they had already dismantled pop song form. Psychedelics altered perception, yes, but the musical breakthroughs came from the craft, curiosity and studio experimentation. The drug changed how the music felt, not how it was built. Even ambient and minimalist music, later rebranded as chill or background culture, became linked to substances because they offered containment. When the nervous system is overwhelmed, repetition feels safe. Slow harmonic change feels merciful. Music becomes a regulator, not a trigger. So what is the real relationship? Drugs do not enhance musical intelligence. They alter attention, time perception, and emotion filtering. In cultures where music already prioritises duration, groove, immersion, or trance, drugs can appear to be the cause. In truth, they are an accessory, sometimes a crutch, sometimes a catalyst, often a distraction. The danger comes when we reverse the story and sell the lie that great musicians require chemical alteration. That myth has damaged generations of musicians. Music does not actually need intoxication. It already alters consciousness, cleanly, repeatedly, and without debt. Music, and most importantly, making music, is the drug itself. Copyright 2025 Sarnia, The Continuum Approach.